Hi there, this is Kim Jacobi with Century 21 and the Jacobi Team. I'm taking a self-care moment and doing my clay mask, and I wanted to talk about closing costs with you. What are closing costs? This is something that is asked of me almost every single time, and buyers and sellers have to remember that there are fees associated with buying and selling a house. Obviously, buyers, it's more than just your down payment. Buyers think about like, okay, well, I have 20% down. You have to have additional funds, approximately 3% more funds. So if you're buying a $100,000 house, then your closing costs can be estimated at $3,000. So buyers, let's talk about what those closing costs are. So if you are getting a loan, there are obviously going to be fees associated with your loan. Lender fees, underwriting fees, processing fees, possibly paying some money for points. And then don't forget about your impound accounts. That's where the mortgage holder has an account set aside for money for your home insurance and your property taxes. And you have to pay ahead of time. When you close escrow on the house that you're buying, you have to put in like 3 to 6 months of your home insurance, so they can pull from that to pay every month along with the property taxes. And some other costs for the buyers are title and escrow fees. And in our area, typically that is split with the seller. So title and escrow fees include things like title insurance, a title search, recording fees, document fees, transfer fees, things like that. If you're buying a house in an HOA, then there's going to be fees associated with transferring from one owner to the other, and then document preparation fees, because you'll want to look over those HOA documents. Other fees and closing costs are going to be any reports, like the natural hazard disclosure report here in California. That's going to tell you what zones the house is in, like a flood zone, a fire zone, seismic zone. Are you near military zone, industrial zone, those kinds of things. And then any inspections that you're going to do. The home warranty can be an optional thing that you purchase, and you can ask the seller to pay for it or split it with the seller, or just pay for it yourself as the buyer. So once again, a buyer can estimate their fees to be an additional 3% of the purchase price for closing costs. Sellers, their closing costs include title and escrow fees, and also the agent commissions. And commissions are negotiable. So if you're going to give the agent a 6% commission, perhaps they're going to give 3% to a buyer's agent and keep 3% for themselves, then that's 6%. So then an additional 1% of your selling price will be for closing costs that are associated with title and escrow fees, inspections that you may be paying for, HOA transfer fees, county or city transfer fees, things like that. Another big one that happens is property taxes. So let's say you're a homeowner that's selling your house and you just paid the next installment of property taxes. So the buyer is going to then reimburse you for the portion that when on the day they start to own the home through the end of that, and that will be associated with the buyer's closing costs. If you haven't paid the next installment of your property taxes and you're still going to be owning the home up through that next session, then you're going to have to pay however many days prorated, and that'll be part of your closing costs. So typically how it works is your escrow officer at the close of escrow, the buyer will either have their lender transfer the money to escrow to pay for the house, or if they're paying cash and then some down payment, all that will be sent to escrow. And then the escrow will close. It'll get recorded at the county. And then depending on the escrow company, usually the next day or the next business day or within a couple business days, then the escrow company will issue any proceeds left to the seller. Now, sometimes people have to, when they're selling, maybe everything comes really, really close down to the wire, and they might even have to write a check in order to close out the deal. So closing costs are something to keep in mind. Buyers, you can estimate 3% of the purchase price for your closing costs, and sellers, you can estimate 7%. If you ever have any questions or want to know more about how much closing costs would be for you, just reach out to us and we can help you. All right, thanks for watching and have a great day.